another MaizePlus video, and today we're going to be having a look at silage, specifically whole crop silage and maize silage. I'm going to cover grass silage in a separate video, which will cover all things to do with grass work, and if I remember, I will put a card for that in the corner now. Okay, so there are a couple of ways you can make whole crop silage. You can mow crops, so you can make whole crop silage. Traditionally you would make it from wheat, barley or oats, but anything that you could silage except maize in base game you can make whole crop silage from, and now with MaizePlus you can mow and get crop swath, whereas in base game if you mow something like wheat, barley or oats you would get straw. Or you can use a forage harvester, which you can see in the distance, with either a foraging head or a direct disc head, and you'll get whole crop going into the trailer. With the crop swath you can either pick that up with a forage wagon or you can bale it. So let's get to work and give you some examples of that. So we've got the big M here. And we are just going to pull into this field of I have forgotten. Obviously it's a field of wheat, so let's put the mowers down. I've got it on swath mode so that we get a nice easy to bale swath, and we're just going to do a couple of rows so that we have got something to wrap with the baler and pick up with the forage wagon. Come on. There we go. That feature of the big M does frustrate me just a little bit. But it takes a while to pick up the back mowers. So kind of just doing a headland at the moment. Organised Me may have done this in advance, but you know, showing you how you create the swaths is also important. And we've got a couple of empty bunkers there because we are going to be putting some of the silage into the clamps. So we're going to be making some whole crop silage and maize silage. This may be quite a long video to get both of those in, but it seems sensible because they use the same or similar methods. The maize you are going to want to do with a forage harvester, not with mowers. Actually this headland will probably give us enough to show you quickly some baling or some loading. We'll just do one more row. Come on, pick the mowers up. Here we go. Thank you very much, Big M. It's not the biggest field in the world, just basically just to show you the techniques available. That should do. It's folded up and out of the way. Right, so we'll start off with some baling. So just have the base game Pottinger Impress. And make sure I have it on a... Actually we'll do 125 just so we get a bale quicker. Turn that on and drop it down and off we go. So you can see the icon in the bottom right there for crop swath. We may need to mow some more. So I can show you with the forage wagon. I'm going to get a bale. That's okay. That's all we need is one bale. Come on. There we go. So if we back up and just drop that on the grass here. And then we'll have a quick look at it. Right, there we go. One bale of fermenting crop swath. Once it's fermented, that will turn into whole crop silage, which you can then use for feeding your cows. or selling to the BGA or any of the other sell points that take silage. Right, let's switch over to the forage wagon, and you will see here I have some silage additive in here. I didn't pick a baler that had silage additive because I wanted a baler wrapper that was base game, but off we go. And so you will see here that we are not using the silage additive. Silage additive is kind of a function that's locked into the base game, and so it only works with certain features in MaizePlus, and as I go through each type I will mention when it will or won't work, or demonstrate that to you. But yeah, you can see here silage additive is not working with the pickup wagon. And we'll just tip this in the bunker. Come on, there we go. And then we'll do some with the forage harvester. And so what you will see, whether you do it with a forage wagon or a forage harvester, you can tip them into the same bunker. And you will see that that turns into Wholecrop from crop swath. So that's mowing for Wholecrop silage. Let's now jump in the forage harvester. This you can do either in the green forage harvesting state or in the fully ready to harvest state. And what I'm going to do is attempt to put follow me on for our carter, so that I can drive the forage wagon and you can see what happens. There we go. If I jump back in the New Holland and unfold the pipe, and off we go. And you'll see that now we are using silage additive, so we are getting the bonus and the benefit of the silage additive. So there is a bonus to using a forage harvester. You can also use a direct disc on the forage harvester if you want, rather than the foraging header. And yeah, you'll get yourself some Wholecrop in the trailer. We're only going to do the one row down here because we don't need to collect loads. We'll do, and then we'll dismiss, and you can see we have got Wholecrop in the back of the trailer now. So we'll just go and tip that into the pit as well, and I'll quickly compact it and we'll cover it up. That's pretty much Wholecrop silage. If you are, I'll cover it in more detail in the cow feeding video. If you're going to be using the base game feed mixture still with MaizePlus, then you are going to want Wholecrop silage, because Wholecrop silage replaces the base game silage. So you are going to need to be Wholecropping some of your fields. You can see that has added to our pit. So I'll save compacting actually until we've done the maize as well, I think. So we want to jump back in the New Holland, so I will see you in one moment for maize silage. Okay, so we've now got a field of maize in front of us. It is ready to be foraged. You could leave it until it was in the full harvest state if you really wanted. Got the class next to me on follow me, and we're going to show you a couple of options for maize silage. And I forgot to put silage additive in. So yeah, we're going to show you a couple of options for maize. We are going to show you, or I'm going to show you, come on, catch up, how to bale the maize silage and putting it in a pit, which is kind of standard. I think I have my follow me driver set up. No, he is set up the right way. Come on, catch up. Come on, follow me. Don't let us down. There we go. Come on, come on. Okay, hopefully we are good now. Let's just try and nudge it a bit further forwards. There we go. See, not as compliant as the Deutz driver. What we'll do is we'll stick that on a worker and I will jump in here and cart. There we go. So we are getting fresh maize in the trailer. That can then be used for silage. So different to if you harvest with a combine. If you want to make CCM, you need to use a combine, and there is a separate video on that. And again, if I remember, there will be a card in the corner. So we're getting quite a good yield off of here. And again, we'll just run. In fact, that will do. That will do. So yes, we haven't used silage additive because silage additive does not work with maize silage. So it's just the part of the way that the game implements stuff. So to make a bale, you need a swath, obviously. Can't make a swath from a forage harvester. Can't mow maize for silage, you do need to forage harvest it. So what we have here is a trailer with a grain door and some empty space. You can do this in the field as you're harvesting it, but just to demonstrate, I'm going to do it this way. So we get our cruise control going fairly slowly, and then if we hit Control I to dump on the ground, we are basically making a swath. We'll tip some on the ground, and then we do want to save some for putting in the pit. You can use pretty much any baler to bale up the maize silage, round bales, square bales, the mini baler, and even most of 4D Modding's balers. In fact, we've ended up emptying the whole trailer. I would use a baler wrapper if you can, just because it's easier, but up to you. So we'll just head over and jump in the baler. So back in the McCormick to bale up some of this maize. I will say that I have found that the fast bale does not do brilliantly with this because of the volume that's in the swath. It ends up being quite slow, but let's get ourselves a bale of maize silage. You can see we're filling up very quickly, and there we go, we have our first bale of fresh maize. We'll get wrapped up and then ferment into maize silage. Maize silage again is a big component of your cattle feed if you're using the more realistic TMR mixes that are available with MaizePlus. So if we drop that off the back, you can see that we have fresh maize which is fermenting. Same fermenting time as base game crops. So let's get a bit more maize in, fresh maize in the trailer, and we can make some silage in the pit. So just getting a little bit more fresh maize in the back of the trailer, and then we'll go tip it in the pit. We've got 2 pits to compact then, and that will be it for this video. If you're finding these videos about MaizePlus useful and you aren't already, please consider subscribing to the channel and click that like button and leave me a comment. If you've got questions, leave a comment below, or consider joining the MaizePlus Discord, which has an English channel where you will find me fairly often. if you're wondering who I am and you haven't seen any of the other videos, I am the UK ambassador, or English ambassador, I guess, not UK. I am the English ambassador for the farming agency, and have helped out with testing MaizePlus and doing the English translation of the PDF. PDF link for that is below, and has lots of detailed information about MaizePlus. Right, let's bring up the F1 menu again. So we're back into this nice empty bunker here. The random trigger is the trigger from the manure pit for my little cow pasture there. So you can see we have fresh maize as the build type now. Actually, we want to change that to the proper tip rather than just the grain door, because otherwise we'll be here a while. So let's get these two compacted, and then we'll close them up and I'll show you what the fermented products look like. So just the same as compacting chaff in the base game, use a leveler, a roller, a heavy tractor, and you can compact your silage. And if we jump out, we can, as with base game, just hit the R key to blanket the silo, and then we'll skip ahead some time and we'll show you what the two fermented products look like. So we are 1 month later pretty much, and just about fermented, just waiting for the last few % to tick over. And one thing that I should mention probably in most of these videos is I am playing with 3-day months, because that is what is recommended for how MaizePlus is set up with the animal feeding. So there we go, some maize silage now, and over here we have some whole crop silage. So maize, slightly lighter texture, and that's pretty much it for silage. See, there is a separate video for grass silage, so if you're interested in that, go check that video out. And any questions, check the PDF, link for that is below. Ask in the comment section, or head over to the MaizePlus Discord, and I will catch you next time on Farm Sim.